Hello and welcome to this session on preparing an electronic poster. And in this session, we are going to work through creating a basic electronic poster in PowerPoint. You're going to be able to add text boxes and insert text into those boxes, add images, and add some additional features that will enhance the overall visual impact of your poster. So to get started, you need to click on the PowerPoint icon on your computer. If it's not appearing at the bottom of the computer in the taskbar, you may need to click on the Start menu on the left-hand corner and find PowerPoint from the list of software items that are included. So click on the icon to open PowerPoint. And when PowerPoint opens, you'll be presented with this page here. I've only selected part of it, where it's asking you to select a new template or format for your presentation. And you're going to select blank presentation. Now that we have our blank slide, we can start to prepare our presentation. But first of all, what we need to do is to create an A3 sized slide. So to do that, we are going to click on Design. That's this area up here. Then we are going to go to Slide Size over here. Click on that. Then we're going to click on Custom Slide Size. So click on that. And here we have a drop box that has some options. So what we're going to do is click on this little down arrow here to look at the various menu options for the slide sizes. So click on that. And down here, you will find A3. So click on A3, then OK. Now I always click Ensure Fit. So if we click on that, and there we have our slide template ready to start developing. So before we go any further, we're going to save this slide because this is going to be the basis of our presentation. So to save it, we're going to go to File. You can do Save, or I always do Save As at this point. You are going to select the folder that you are going to save it in by selecting Browse. And I've got a lot of options down the side here, but you save one on your PC. Most times it's Documents, and I'm going to go to Level 3. And I have a folder already set up here called Preparing an Electronic Poster. So I'm going to save that in there. It's called Presentation 1, but we can call that Task 1 Poster. Click on Save. So now we are ready to start preparing our poster. So the first thing we're going to do is move these boxes around, because these are the boxes that are going to form the basis of the content of our poster. Now, in moving around, there's two symbols. If I just move over one of those lines, you can see the formation of a cross. And by holding that, so when you click it, notice all of these points appear. So that means we are now working in that box. So with the cross and holding down like a left click and holding it, we can move it around. So I'm still holding my left click as I move it. Now I want to make that box a little bit smaller. So again, now instead of the cross, I've got a double-headed arrow. Left click and I can move it. I can make the box smaller. So I'm going to now type in here title. So I'm just putting that there for the moment, but we are going to give our poster a title. So if I click on that again, I'm going to make this box a little bit smaller, move it into the center. So now we're going to adjust the size of the text in that box because it's a little too big. You go to Home, click on Home, and up here we can see we are in the font section. So I'm going to click there and change it to Calibri. The size is too big, so I'm going to make it about 28 for now. So now I'm just going to move that up again. So now we have our title. We may want to make that a little bit bigger a little later on, but the next thing we're going to do is highlight it. And just to go over that, to highlight, you place your cursor at the start of the word you want to highlight, left click and hold and drag it across the word. And when it's shaded in grey like that, it means it's highlighted. So you can do something with the text now that it is highlighted. So I'm going to make it bold so that that stands out. Now the next thing we want to do, I want to take a copy of this text box and I'm going to put it over here, and that is where you're going to insert your name and your student ID. So to copy the text box, we're going to click on it. So note our box has all of the points around it. Hovering over the box, so with the double-headed arrow showing on one of those points, right click, copy. Then you're going to just place your arrow anywhere within the box and left click and paste. Now we're going to drag the box that we have copied over to the right-hand corner. And now we're going to copy in for the time being, or you can add your name and student ID at this point. So now we have that ready. Once we have that set up, we're going to save it. So click on this little icon up here to save. So as we go through each step of preparing our poster, we're going to save it. Now the next thing we are going to do is we are going to create the boxes in which we are going to insert the content. So I'm going to take this box here and make it a little bit smaller. So again, your double-headed arrow over one of those points and make it a little bit smaller. I'm going to move it up here to the left-hand side, so our cross, and move it up here. I'm going to make that just a little bit smaller again. Now I'm just going to insert 4 crosses in here for the time being, just so that we know that is going to be for our content. Now notice if I click out of the box, you can't see where the box is. And this is where it's helpful to have, at this point, some borders around your box. So we're going to insert some borders now. So click over that text and our temporary border appears. So to make that a solid border, we are going to go to click on Format up here. We are going to go to Shape Outline over here. So that was Format, Shape Outline, and see the little arrow there? We're going to click on that. So I'm going to start by making it black. So we are going to go down to Weight and choose any one of these. 1 point is sufficient, and that will give us a thin border. And there's our border there. So now what we're going to do, we're going to copy that box and create our 6 boxes to insert our content. So again, clicking on the box. See, I've got my cross there. Click on the box. Double-headed arrow. We are going to right click. We are going to copy. And anywhere on the page here, you're going to right click again and paste 6 times. So now we've got 2 boxes, 3 boxes, 4, 5, and 6. The boxes all appear close to the original box, so all we need to do now is shift them to where we want to place them. I'm going to place 1 here. Now notice as I place them, there are some little orange lines appearing, and they are there, so we'll see that again. So they are there to help you correctly align your boxes. So as you can see, I'm continuing to hold down the left click button. Those dotted orange lines show me that those 2 boxes are lined up below each other. I'll just shift that down a little bit further. I'm going to take a second box and put it beside this one here. Third box, put that there. 4th box down here. And so you may just have to move your boxes around a little bit until you get them nicely lining up and they look even. So now you're going to save your template. So once you have a basic format here, you can decide how big or small you want each box. You may decide this box is going to go up here and be a little bit smaller. So there's your double-headed arrow and you make it a little bit smaller. You may want to make this box a little bit bigger. This box here a little bit bigger and align that down there. This one you may want to put up there because you may want to insert some images here.